Today's Tuesday, August 19th, and this is just a quick update. Over the weekend, what I've done is set up a mini computer as my main system to permanently plug in my MagicJack. And as you can see, I'll go ahead and pull out the system here, but I have it just tucked in a corner here. And let me just pull it out. And this is a small system. It's like a 1.7 gigahertz system, Pentium system. And here's the MagicJack here. And I've got it plugged in. Here's my little wireless dealie. It's got a wireless G connection, so it's going at 54 megabits per second through my network. And here's the phone that's connected to it. And I'll just show you what I've done so far as just testing it out is that system, this mini 1.7 gigahertz system. I have it as my main download system too. So as you can see, I've got the log me in set up to connect to this system. And let me bring up the full screen here. And as you can see, this system is currently doing some downloads, totaling over about 200 megabits per second download and such. And at the same time, let me minimize this, I have the MagicJack going here. Let's bring it up, and it's a little slow. I mean, and I'll bring it up in a second. You'll see. So here's the MagicJack screen. You can see that it's running. But I'll bring up the memory capacity here, where you can see it's a fairly slower computer that I've got this MagicJack set up on, and it's working all right. I get some choppiness and it's definitely not as great of a sound quality as when it was directly connected to my laptop on my first test. But as you can see, this system is a Celeron, and my camera's going stupid. It's a Celeron PC, 1.7 gigahertz with only 384 megabytes of system memory. So this is I'd say a below par system that you'd ever want to have MagicJack installed. And at the same time, I'm always downloading stuff on this system. And with the MagicJack, I've been corresponding with a few clients throughout today, and I've had one client mention how the audio quality was a bit choppy and how it wasn't really that great. So I would recommend against getting so far the MagicJack if you have a system that's, say, below 2 gigahertz in speed of a processor, and if you have like less than 512 megabytes of RAM. So just my thoughts on that. And I haven't checked out the actual MagicJack system requirements yet, their official requirements, but I would guess if your system is less than that, the 512 megabytes of RAM, and it's not at least a 2 gigahertz CPU, then the MagicJack might not work that well for you. So and just to give you a reference point, my laptop, let me bring this back to my laptop. As far as my first test a couple days ago, let me bring up the specs on that so you guys can check that out. It's a much faster system, and as you can see, it's a dual core T2400 running at 1.8 gigahertz, but it's a dual core, and I've got well over 3 times more RAM installed, 1.5 gigabytes of memory installed. So it performed pretty decent, in addition to having all those downloads going on that first test. So the actual system hardware speed plays a big role in the functionality of the MagicJack, also in the audio quality. So that's something to keep in mind. And that's my update for today.